as well as like my hobbies. Like doing this ASMR channel is a big hobby of mine, and I wanted to do my own ASMR channel for the longest time, and I finally got one started. So I don't want to let myself slip again, and I'm gonna go back to doing weekly uploads. I was trying to do like twice a week, which I would eventually like to get back to, but for now I'm just gonna be sticking to once a week uploads on Sundays. And then so for today's video I wanted to do ranking Taylor Swift singles. So the tier maker that I found for this is for all of her singles and promotional singles. So it's not every song, which I could do every song, but that video would probably be 4 hours long. So this is just her singles, and I thought it would be a fun video to do, and it would be a good way to get myself back into the YouTube grind. So let's just get started. So this is the tier maker I found on tiermaker.com, and these are all the songs. Some of them are kind of hard to read, so we'll see if I can hopefully decipher them. But it goes in order, so we're just gonna start. The first one, and her first single ever, is Tim McGraw. Oh, let me do the categories too. So this is Taylor Swift is the music industry, so that is gonna be a special honor. I say for only a couple of songs. The second one is Legendary Pop. Then there's Pretty Good, Might Listen, Likely Not, and Let's Forget That You Existed. So, to start off strong, we have Tim McGraw, which is her first single, and if I'm being honest, like for me, this one belongs in Taylor Swift is the music industry. I think it's a great song. It stood the test of time really well. A great debut single, so yeah, starting off strong here. The next one is, I can't read if that says I Heart ? Or Beautiful Eyes. I'm gonna guess that it's Beautiful Eyes, just because that's a more well-known song. So Beautiful Eyes will go in Pretty Good, just because I think it's such a classic sounding Taylor Swift song, but because she wrote it when she was really young, I definitely think the lyrics reflect that, and she definitely improved a lot in the future. So next is Love Story, of course. And for this one, I don't know, I'm kind of in between music industry and legendary pop. I think I'm gonna put it in music industry. I think, you know what? It's just so classic. Such a great metaphor for this relationship. You know, it belongs up there. And then the next one is You're Not Sorry from Fearless. And I'm gonna put this one in Might Listen, Likely Not. I think, again, it's definitely just kind of reflective of the time and not super strong lyrically. And she should have put Mr. Perfectly Fine on the album instead. What is this? White Horse? I can't read. I think this is White Horse. I'm gonna put White Horse in. I think it belongs in Legendary Pop. I think it's not quite like S tier level, but it's really good. And then the next one is Crazier. I don't know. I'm gonna say Might Listen, Likely Not. Not because it's a bad song. I just find myself forgetting about it a lot. I think it's a good song. I just, of all the Taylor Swift songs, I don't find myself listening to it a ton. You Belong With Me. You Belong With Me, I'm gonna put in Legendary Pop. It's not quite on Love Story's level in terms actually one of my surprise songs for the Eras tour in Philadelphia because it was Mother's Day. It's a good song, you know, it's a cute song, it's a sweet song. I don't find myself listening to it a whole ton. Okay, American Girl. So I'm guessing this is her cover of American Girl. I'm gonna say might listen, likely not, because I think the last time I heard that cover was like probably on YouTube when I was like in elementary school. So as far as I remember, it was pretty good, but it's also not her song, so I'm not really like ranking it on those terms. 15. Yeah, this one is also going in might listen, likely not. Sorry, I know that some people really like that song. I like it. I just don't love it. You know what I mean? I think it sounds like it was written by a 17, 18-year-old. So, Fearless is definitely going in. Taylor Swift is the music industry. Just so freaking classic. And then I cannot read what this next one is. It is the Teardrops on My Guitar picture. So I don't know. I literally cannot read what this is, so I'm just gonna rank it as if it's Teardrops on My Guitar. And if it was Teardrops on My Guitar, I would give it a pretty good. Today Was a Fairy Tale. I would give Today Was a Fairy Tale pretty good as well. I think it's a cute song. It's really catchy. Mine. I'm gonna give mine Legendary Pop. Again, it's just so classic. Taylor Swift, and the re-recorded version of it is really good, which I'm so happy of. I was a little nervous of that, but she can go in Legendary Pop. Speak Now. I'm gonna put Speak Now in might listen, likely not. juvenile, I guess. It's a fun song. I just think, you know, it came out at the right time from the right person, and that's why it's such a great song. One of the reasons why it's such a great song. I don't really think it like stands the test of time in the way some of her other songs do, so that's why I give it just the pretty good. If this was a movie, I'm not sure. I'm gonna put this. If this was a movie, I'm gonna put it in might listen, likely not. Again, it's a good song, a well-written song, I will acknowledge that. I just kind of forget that it exists. Like, it's not really in the top 50% of my Taylor Swift songs. And I would say I probably skip it most of the time it comes on shuffle. Again, not because it's a bad song, more just like I appreciate it if I'm listening to Speak Now in whole, Speak Now / Fearless. But yeah, overall I just don't find myself listening to it. Superman, honestly, I'm putting this one in pretty good, just because I acknowledge, okay, like a lot of the songs in the might listen, likely not category, I acknowledge are better songs than Superman. However, Superman is just such a bop, and again, like, it's one of those songs where it came out at the right time, written by the right person, and it would not hit the same if it was released today. But it's nostalgic, it's fun, it's cute, it's upbeat, so for that reason it's gonna go in the pretty good category. And then we have our song. This just is a classic, and I never get tired of this song, literally ever, so it goes all the way up there. I cannot read what this says. Can I like zoom in? Ours. Okay, that one actually was Teardrops on My Guitar. And this is I Heart ? Which is weird because Beautiful Eyes, I would think it would have been Beautiful Eyes, especially because Beautiful Eyes has like a music video. Like, it's not like an actual music video, but it's just like random footage or whatever. But it was included on the EP, so I don't know. Okay, so this is Ours. I don't really listen to the Ours, I'm sorry. Safe and Sound. I also just don't really listen to Safe and Sound that much. It's a good song, but not really on my radar. Also, my goal for this is to have, before you think I'm being too harsh, is I want the music industry songs on the top to have the least. Like, I want it to be a pyramid. So, Pretty Good and Might Listen are gonna have the most songs, and then like Legendary Pop and Music Industry are reserved. That's not a title I want to give out lightly. So, Long Live. I give Long Live pretty good. It's not my favorite song ever. I know that a lot of Swifties like it. It's definitely very classic Taylor Swift, but for me, it's just kind of like on a mid-tier for me. I would have really loved, though, she did not play Long Live at either of my shows. Both of the shows that I went to were before she added Long Live to the set list, and I would have loved to hear it. Okay, Eyes Open. Eyes Open, I'm gonna give pretty good. I love Eyes Open. I love it probably more than Safe and Sound. It is so freaking good. I love both of the songs that she wrote for the Hunger Games are just like so perfect for the movie. legendary pop because you know what? It is like one of the first songs you think of when you think Taylor Swift, and it is cute. It was the moment, you know, and like you can't pretend that it's not a relatable catchy pop. So Ronan, I'm gonna put in might listen, likely not, just because I don't listen to it because it is too sad. So the song is amazing and really excellently written, and I actually listened to it for the first time when Red Taylor's version came out, and I still cry like every time I listen to that song. It's so sad. So it goes into the skip category just because it's too sad for me to listen to on a regular basis. Begin Again. I'm gonna put Begin Again in pretty good. It's pretty good. State of Grace. State of Grace for me is gonna go in legendary pop. It's one of my favorites off of Red. Such a great opening track, great lyrics. So just like classic Red, you know. I Knew You Were Trouble. I don't really listen to I Knew You Were Trouble. Sorry. 22. I'm gonna put 22 in legendary pop, and I think I'm actually gonna switch 22 with Pretty Good, or with We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together, into Pretty Good, because I definitely prefer 22 more. I'm actually 22 right now, so it really hits, you know. Silent Night. I'm gonna put this one. This gets the honor of being the first one in the Let's Forget That You Existed category. If you've heard this song, you know it was, first of all, it's not her song. She didn't write this song. Second of all, it's kind of giving Fergie singing the national anthem, and just that she changed something that did not need to be changed, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Red, the song. I'm going to put Red in I don't know. Pretty good. Yeah. Everything Has Changed. I don't know. That one's hard because I kind of went through a phase like a year ago where I was obsessed with that song. So I get it. Like, it's a really good song. But I'm not feeling it as much at the moment. She has so many songs that it's easy to just like go through phases with her songs or her albums and stuff like that. I'm gonna put, as of now, Everything Has Changed in the most likely won't listen category. So it's a good song. I just don't listen to it that much at the moment. Also, if you couldn't tell, I'm rating these mainly off of just my taste. I'm not really rating them off of like an objective songwriting, producing standpoint. So this is just my opinion. And okay, Sweeter Than Fiction. I've probably listened to this song like twice. I'm sorry. I don't really have much of an opinion. The Last Time. I'm gonna put The Last Time in pretty good. It's pretty good, and the re-record of it is really good too. Okay. Shake It Off. I'm gonna put Shake It Off in. I just don't really listen to it. Objectively, it kind of is like a legendary pop, or Taylor Swift is a music industry or whatever, but I don't listen to it in my spare time. Welcome to New York. This, I'm gonna put, I'm gonna put it in legendary pop. I it's just a song for any time of day. And then Blank Space is just so fun and cheeky and it was such a good like play on her part, such a good like commentary, I guess, on the critique she was receiving for her dating life. So, and then is this Wonderland? Okay, I did not know that Wonderland was like a single. I love Wonderland. It's one of my favorite Taylor Swift songs ever. I think it was my top song last year actually on Spotify. So it's gonna go in Legendary Pop. It's one of my favorites. However, I'm not gonna put it in Taylor Swift's music industry because it's not like the lyrics are not up there with the ones that I've put in that category. So, and then, sorry, I keep having to zoom in because I can't read any of these. You can hear it in the silence. Okay, so it's You Are in Love. I'm gonna put it in my might listen, likely not. It's just not for me. This does not, I'm not saying that I'm like salty about love or anything. It's a little like, it's a little much for me. I feel so mean saying that because it's like a really sweet song and everything, but okay. Christmas Is When You Were Mine. Sorry, Taylor. The Christmas songs don't hit. And I know that that one's an original song, but like it didn't solidify itself as a Christmas song in the way that Christmas Tree Farm did. Like if you play that song during the holidays, a lot of people would know it. You would not know Christmas Is When You Were Mine. So, Bad Blood. I'm gonna put Bad Blood in pretty good. I accept it for what it is, you know? And if you couldn't tell, I definitely really love Pop Taylor, which is why a lot of, like 22 and We Were Never Ever Getting Back Together are staying up at the top. Wow, she had so many singles for 1989. Wildest Dreams. Wildest Dreams is gonna go in Taylor Swift Is the Music Industry. It's too good. She was really like 1989 era was crazy. Out of the Woods. I'm gonna put Out of the Woods in pretty good. Again, it's just not one of my favorites, honestly. It's a really good song, but especially out of all the 1989 songs, it's more like in the middle ranking for me. New Romantics is gonna go in Legendary Pop. Okay, I think that's all the 1989 ones. Okay. I Don't Wanna Live Forever. I'm gonna put that in might listen, likely not. Again, with her like movie soundtracks and stuff, I just like forget that they exist. And that's not to say that I don't think they're good songs or anything. I just like, they're not on my radar. ass song to me, you know. So, good song. I'm more of just saying, like, I don't think it needed to be on Reputation. It would have been a really good vault track, though. And I can't read this next one. Christmas Must Be Something More. Okay, yeah, that one's also going in Let's Forget That You Existed. Which, honestly, Christmas Is When You Are Mine, I think is better than Christmas Must Be Something More. Christmas Must Be Something More it kind of has like a weird religious undertone, which I don't love. Which, I mean, it makes sense because she was doing the whole country thing back then, but, you know, I would be very surprised if she re-records it, if she even re-records her Christmas album at all. Gorgeous, I'm gonna put in Might Listen, Likely Not. It's kind of a filler track. Same with Delicate, I'm sorry. Getaway Car is legendary pop, for sure. Yeah, Me does not need explaining. You Need to Calm Down. You Need to Calm Down is another one of those songs that I take at the surface level. I'm gonna put it in pretty good. It's not a good song. It's not well written. Especially at the point in her career that she was at. But it's a really fun song. I think it was made for, you know, touring in a stadium. It was so much fun to sing at the Eras tour. Yeah, I mean, it can go in pretty good. The Archer is also gonna go in pretty good. Love Her, this song, I'm gonna put in pretty good. And I think this is Beautiful Ghosts. Just for the fact that it was on the Cat soundtrack, it can go in Let's Forget That You Existed. Christmas Tree Farm. This is gonna go in pretty good. I don't want to put it higher than that because it's a Christmas song, so it's not like I'm listening to it all times of the year. So, yeah. The Man can go in pretty good. And I think this is Picture to Burn. Yep. Okay, Picture to Burn is gonna go in legendary pop. I feel like that doesn't need an explanation. Only the Young. That's gonna go in Let's Forget That You Existed. So, I don't really need to explain that. What is this? Cardigan? Cardigan, you know, is S tier for me. It was 2020, the pandemic hit, and she was sitting in her mansion, you know, and just whipped that out somehow, so that one can go all the way up there. Exile I'm gonna put in pretty good. I really like the song lyrically and stuff, but it's definitely, when you've listened to it enough times, I feel like it just gets a little, like, I don't want to say boring, but a little slow. Betty is a legendary pop. It's not quite on Cardigan's level, but Should Have Said No is definitely going in legendary pop. Such a great song. Some of her, some of the stuff that she wrote for her debut album, I know a lot of people tend to rate debut as her lowest album, but some of the songs are really good, especially having been written by like a 16-year-old. I think she was like between the ages of 13 and 16 when she wrote debut, so I think sometimes people don't give her enough credit for, you know, being in high school and writing these songs. Change. I'm gonna put Change in pretty good. I actually fell in love with Change, like, during the re-record. I never really listened to it before, but then after Fearless Taylor's version came out, like, I love that song now, and I think the re-record really improved it a lot. is my final ranking. I tried to save Taylor Swift as the music industry for, you know, the strongest songs, not just, I mean, like I said, like, this is based on my taste and opinion and not like an objective, like what I objectively think they deserve to be, because if I did that, this ranking would probably look a lot different, but this is just like off of my personal taste and what kind of like pop or country or folk or whatever, like what I tend to prefer and stuff. So this ranking definitely reflects my preferral for pop. She definitely knows how to write a pop song. No one was denying that, but yeah, so this is my